Hey guys, today I'm going to show you all the drawings I made to celebrate Pride Month. So I got the idea to make illustrations slash drawings to celebrate Pride Month about 3 months ago, and there's four of them each. One I spent at most a week on, and all of them had to be drawn on Pride Month. So let's go. So here's the first Pride Month illustration, and it's of my OC Claire holding up the Pride flag, which was originally going to be the Straight Ally flag, but I changed it the flag from Straight Ally to the Pride flag because one comment I got from Instagram under a video where I said what the first week's drawing will be, and it basically says that they think the flag is outdated and creates a degree of separation. And also another reason is that I kind of don't picture Claire as straight, and like I don't really see her being with someone, so she's like probably arrow ace. So that's why I decided to use the pride flag for this illustration, and that's the first Pride Month art. Now let's move on to the next illustration. The second week's Pride Month art is of my OCs Sapphire and Emily, who are girlfriends posing for a picture while holding their pride flags. Sapphire and Emily are my fan OCs for the show Running Man animation, and Sapphire is for the Running Men competing in the competition in the show, and Emily is the spy who is investigating the host of the games. Now let's talk about the art. I wanted to look like they're posing for a photo and Emily's taking it, so Emily's arm is foreshortened, which I didn't do very well. It's not good. I actually did the foreshortening really badly, I think, but that's okay. Some of you guys probably didn't know until I said it. And Sapphire is just holding it's just there saying they're holding the lesbian flag and smiling, and Emily is also holding her flag, but it's like small. And she's looking at the viewer, and like that's it. I also like did like kind of a bounce line on it. I don't think you can see it. But it's okay. And that's the second Pride Month art. Now let's talk about the third Pride Month illustration. So the idea for this drawing is that the person is attending a pride parade, and the person is supposed to be trans and they have like a top surgery scar, but I don't think it's obvious enough. And you might have noticed that the background characters or extras are either my OCs or characters I've drawn before, like in old drawings. And the reason for this is because I thought it was fun and I thought it'd be cool. And yeah, I don't have very much to say about this drawing except for like the strange lighting in the final one. But yeah, that's the third Pride Month art. And now for the fourth and last Pride Month art, which is my personal favorite. And yeah, when this was one was I was really excited to draw, and that's because it's strip art of Abby and Mystery. But not just that, they're in drag. Yeah, yeah, I designed them in drag. I actually drew them in drag back in January, and like in this drawing and in the speed paint you're watching, I drew them in a way where like they're going towards each other, like both Abby and Mystery are like leaning towards each other, like especially Abby, since his arm is on a wall, which you can really see in the final drawing. And this drawing was the most time consuming one. I spent almost 4 hours on the sketch, and this drawing took 14 hours and 21 minutes, so a good chunk of that time was spent on the sketch. And one of my favorite things, I think, are one of my favorite things about this drawing are their outfits. Like, I barely changed anything from the first drawing I made of them in these outfits back in January to now, and the only major thing I changed was adding glitter and also color, since the original drawing was done on traditional and it was like a pencil drawing. And I also did makeup for Abby and Mystery, which wasn't in the original drawing, and I added two pink flowers and a purple heart on Abby's cheeks as a part of his makeup. And I also did the same with Mystery, but with two purple diamonds and a pink heart on his cheeks. And also their makeups have like a bit of glitter on them, but you can barely see them and like I put make like glitter on like Abby's upper eyelid, and I put glitter on Mystery's lips, but you can barely see both of them. And like I added a foreground element that looks like curtains that ended up being covered by another foreground element that I made to look like stickers. And I also put their ship name on the drawing, which is a nice touch. And we're done. This is my favorite out of all the Pride Month drawings, and I made for this year's Pride Month. And I also made like another bonus drawing for Pride Month, and it's Abby and Mystery, and it's a really simple drawing. And that's all the art I made for Pride Month. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video, and also if you have uh, any long form video ideas, please leave them down in the comments, and I might use one of them. So thanks, bye.